Hello, welcome. This is Altine. I've been living in Guangzhou for over 5 years now, and today we are going to be talking about Alibaba and 1688. By the end of this video, you will discover everything you need to know about Alibaba and 1688. Which one is best for you? What are the hidden costs and hidden features you need to be aware of? And then by the end of this video, I will tell you which one is best for you, which one you should choose based on your need. Let's get into it.
Alibaba.com is Alibaba Group's international marketplace built for buyers outside China. English language support, international payment methods, and a built-in buyer protection program called Trade Assurance. Suppliers here are typically export-ready. They understand international shipping and customs paperwork. 1688 is Alibaba's domestic Chinese marketplace. Same parent company, same launch year, completely different audience. It's built for Chinese factories selling to Chinese resellers. The entire platform is in Mandarin. Payments run through Alipay or domestic bank transfer. Most suppliers only ship within China. Same company, two completely different worlds. Here's where I stop telling you numbers and just show you. These phone cases on Alibaba are listed for international buyers at $3.50 USD, which is about 25 RMB. Now look at the exact same product on 1688. It's listed at just 5.50 RMB, which is only about 76 cents USD. That's a huge per unit difference on most products nowadays. I'm not going to tell you prices are 20 to 40% lower as some kind of universal rule. The real gap varies by category and supplier. What I can tell you is how to check it yourself, which is exactly what we just did. And one more thing worth showing you, a lot of 1688 listings carry a small disclaimer near the price, something to the effect of, "This is a reference price, not the final price." The number you see isn't always the number you'll actually pay. The gap isn't random. A lot of Alibaba listings come from trading companies, not the factory itself. They add their own margin on top. Alibaba suppliers also carry costs. 1688 suppliers don't. English-speaking staff, export paperwork, international payment processing, and fees tied to trade assurance. 1688 often puts you closer to the factory floor directly. One honest counterpoint worth noting: I found ways to negotiate and source more effectively on Alibaba, which will lead you straight to real manufacturers rather than trading companies. And this will sometimes help you match or beat 1688 price, even after agent fees are factored in. The savings aren't guaranteed just because you switched platforms. They come from who you're actually buying from. There's another difference that matters as much as price: the minimum order quantity. Alibaba suppliers handle export paperwork and international shipping, so they often require larger minimum orders to make it worthwhile. On the other hand, 1688 suppliers are just shipping domestically, a truck, not a container, so smaller orders, sometimes even single units, are often realistic. If you're testing a product before committing real capital, that flexibility matters. The trade-off: Alibaba pricing is generally negotiable. You can build a relationship and haggle. 1688 prices are usually already close to the floor, so there's less room to talk them down further. The hidden costs nobody puts in the headline. Here's where most people get this wrong. A lower listing price is not the same as a lower landed cost. If you're sourcing from 1688 as a foreign buyer, you're adding domestic shipping within China, export handling, international freight, customs duties, storage fees, agent fees, typically 5 to 10% of your order value, and more importantly, quality inspection costs. Once you stack all of that on top of the unit price, the price gap we just looked at gets smaller, sometimes a lot smaller. For small orders, it can disappear completely. For larger volumes, it usually still holds up, but you have to actually run the math for your specific order, not assume the headline number applies to you. There's a cost that isn't even about money though. It's about what the price actually buys you. 1688 is built for China's domestic market, which doesn't carry the same compliance or certification requirements you need to legally import into the US or EU. Listings generally won't show you the import certificates you'd actually need, and a lower price is often cheaper because it's using a lower material grade, not just a smaller markup. That's not automatically a deal breaker, but it's something to verify directly, not assume. Alibaba is built for someone who's never imported before and doesn't speak Chinese. English interface, English-speaking suppliers, guided experience. 1688 is the opposite, Mandarin only, no official English version, and most suppliers won't respond in English at all. Product specs, quality standards, and shipping terms can get lost in translation fast. If you're new to this, that gap alone should shape your decision. Alibaba accepts major credit cards, PayPal, and bank transfers with trade assurance protecting payments. 1688 is built around Alipay, WeChat, and domestic Chinese bank transfers. Based on my experience, Alipay is the more foreign buyer-friendly option. It has a built-in translator, and I found it easier to set up than WeChat as a foreigner. WeChat's registration process felt more built around domestic everyday users, while Alipay's onboarding felt more accustomed to handling foreign accounts. Separately from payment, there's the export license question. Legally, moving goods out of China requires an export license, and not everyone. 1688 holds one, though some do. If you are dealing with 1688 manufacturers, they generally do hold export licenses. But this might vary by factory, and it's worth checking directly with the specific supplier rather than assuming either way. If a factory can't export directly, here's the workaround most buyers use. Step 1. You find the product on 1688.com. Step 2. You send that link to a sourcing agent based in China. Step 3. The agent buys it and handles the domestic shipping to their warehouse. Step 4. The agent consolidates your order with anything else you're buying and ships it to you internationally by air or sea. That agent service typically costs an additional 5 to 10%, which comes straight out of the savings we calculated earlier. However, here is my advice. Hire an independent inspection company to check your products before leaving China. And when it comes to inspection, you must provide the inspection company with specific details to look for. Do not expect to just check quality. There's one more cost here that doesn't show up in any fee breakdown: the relationship. In my opinion, this is the most important factor, regardless of the platform you choose. 1688 or Alibaba. I suggest you don't focus only on price, but on building relationship. From the beginning, share your goals with the person you discuss. Tell them you are looking for a long-term supplier and share your ambitious vision with them. Personally, I believe that a lot of the real advantages of sourcing from China, better pricing over time, faster lead times, and first access to new products, come from an actual relationship with the person making the decisions at the factory. That's difficult to build through a language barrier and an agent standing in the middle. It's not unworkable, but it's a real ongoing cost that's easy to underestimate. These might be the most important difference on this entire list. Alibaba's trade assurance holds your payment in escrow until you confirm the order matches what was agreed. It's free for buyers. For a first-time importer, that protection alone can be worth the higher price. 1688 has no real equivalent for international buyers. If a supplier delivers something wrong or nothing at all, you don't have much recourse, which is exactly why a trusted, verified sourcing agent matters so much if you're going to use 1688 seriously. Here's a risk that's specific to 1688, and it's a legal one, not just a quality one. Alibaba filters a meaningful amount of counterfeit and IP infringing product listings. 1688, built for the domestic Chinese market, has weaker enforcement. You'll encounter more unauthorized branded goods there. If you import counterfeit goods into the US or EU, customs can seize the shipment, and you're the one holding the loss, not the supplier. This is on you to check, product by product, not something either platform will fully protect you from. Alibaba suppliers are usually set up to ship internationally and handle the paperwork that comes with it. 1688 suppliers generally only ship inside China, so buying from 1688 means arranging your own path out. a freight forwarder, consolidation, export clearance, international freight, manageable with the right partner, a real added layer if you're doing it alone. So which one should you actually use? Use Alibaba if you're new to importing, want English support, need built-in payment protection, or you're placing smaller orders where convenience matters more than squeezing out every dollar. Use 1688 if you're scaling, you have a trusted agent on the ground, you can absorb the language and logistics gap, and your order volume is large enough that the fees are worth it. Honestly, the smartest approach is to use both. Start by vetting and verifying a supplier on Alibaba, where you have the safety net of trade assurance and English-speaking sales reps. Once you've built that trust, transition your larger ongoing orders to 1688 to unlock raw, factory direct pricing. The ultimate takeaway is simple. That price gap is real, but it isn't free money. It comes with real trade-offs in time, risk, and complexity. When I first started sourcing for Amazon FBA, I began on Alibaba, and for a beginner, it is still the safer, smarter starting point, even if you pay a premium. But once you have a trusted agent on the ground and consistent order volume, 1688 is absolutely worth learning. Here's a quick tactical hack. The moment you find a good supplier on either platform, ask for their WeChat and move the conversation there. WeChat's built-in translation tool is incredibly smooth. They can write in Chinese, you can translate it with a single tap, and the language barrier completely disappears. Let me know in the comments below which topics we should discuss next, and what's actually preventing you from starting or scaling your business. I will personally reply to each comment. If this was useful, subscribe. I have more videos coming for you.